Let's move on to other MMA news. This fight kind of surprised me when it was made. We have Alex Pereira versus Sean Strickland being made for July, UFC 277, I believe. Interesting matchup.
Very interesting matchup. Yeah.
Why are they do they really just want the Pereira Izzy fight? Because this guy is unranked. He's only had, I believe, 2 fights in the UFC, correct? And that last fight was very competitive. He almost lost that fight.
Yeah, it was.
Got taken down. And now they're going to put him up against a top 5 guy like Sean Strickland. Where is Sean Strickland in this middleweight rankings?
He's number 4. He's tied with number 4 with Derek Brunson.
Really interesting there. Yeah. Really interesting there. They want this man to fight Israel Adesanya. They know they could play the highlights of Izzy getting knocked out multiple times. They want to make this fight. They're really pushing this man up. Very interesting that they went from an unranked guy to a top 5 matchup immediately. They didn't even do that with Khamzat Chimaev.
Which is one of the craziest things, too, because you look at Alex Pereira having, his second fight was really close. And then you have a guy like Khamzat who is absolutely dominated, who has been hit maybe once or twice in his UFC career, has been in KOing guys, submitting guys, smashing guys. But he had to work his way up. But Alex Pereira, it's crazy. Sean Strickland is the fight that they're aiming for in July. Sean is no joke. I like Sean in that fight quite a bit. Alex Pereira is a great striker, but Sean Strickland is a tough motherfucker. He's very precise and accurate with his strikes.
Beautiful hands.
Yeah, he really does. He moves his head really well, too, for a long, lengthy guy. I think it's too much too soon for Pereira. Now, keep in mind, Pereira's had like 100 kickboxing fights, okay? And I'm not trying to disrespect the guy at all as far as the MMA side. It typically takes those guys a few years to transition and really develop to be a complete and well-rounded mixed martial arts. I think Alex Pereira is an awesome fighter. I love watching him. But, man, Sean Strickland, that's a really tough matchup. But let's talk on the side of Sean Strickland. Why is it that Sean Strickland accepted this fight? And he
wants to stay busy.
As easy as that. Because Sean always comes out in the post-fight and he goes, I don't care. The UFC can give me anyone. I want a title one day, but, I'm not sitting here waiting for one. And I think Sean Strickland just accepted the fight knowing that, he's probably going to win. I think he's got a lot of confidence he can beat a guy like Alex Pereira.
I think it's very competitive on the feet. It's extremely competitive on the feet. Like you said, Pereira's got so much kickboxing background. If this stays on the feet, can Pereira win? I think so. I think it's tough, but I think he could do it.
But
if Sean takes him down,
let's not forget about Sean's just basic jab. I mean, I think that's what won him the fight before. Is just effective as fuck. I mean, he's got a 50% or over 50% strikes landed.
Yes.
Total, like forever.
Yep.
I mean, let's not forget about his basics. So, I think obviously on the ground I would go Strickland, and on the feet, you're right, would be competitive, but I wouldn't count.
I'm not counting.
Out.
Yeah,
I
know
you're not trying to. But
you don't count Sean out on the feet. But Ant W. Strickland will have to take him down to win. If he stands for 15 minutes, he's cooked. Can Pereira keep the distance? Because that's how Pereira fights. He's going to fight at distance. He's going to use his length. He's going to use his kicks. He's got beautiful striking. Is the takedown defense there? Because if Pereira's winning on the feet, it just takes one takedown every round. Sean Strickland has got fantastic wrestling. He's a very well-rounded guy. We just haven't seen the wrestling in his last few fights. He hasn't needed to go to that trick in his back pocket.
Yeah.
So it's just an interesting matchup overall. I'm very excited for that. I cannot wait.